UX questions. Your user experience questions answered in 3 minutes or less.
James from Riverside, California asks, what is a good user experience? I love that question. Thanks for asking, James. This is UX question number 4, and I'm Ben Judy. What is a good user experience? Well, to assess the quality of a user's experience, you can rely on principles and you can rely on frameworks. Principles, or heuristics, are general rules of thumb. Most of the time in the right hands, they can help you quickly determine if you're directionally pointing toward a good experience for most users, or not. Measurement frameworks, coupled with a good strategy, can help you actually gather data and quantify whether your UX is good or bad. Here are some examples. An example of a set of UX principles would be 10 Usability Heuristics for User Interface Design by Jakob Nielsen. I'll put links to all of these in the description or in the show notes. Nielsen's list includes things like visibility of system status, error prevention, recognition rather than recall. If you use these principles to critique your design, you can get a long way toward achieving a good user experience. Other heuristic frameworks include Bruce Tognazinni's First Principles of Interaction Design, and the International Standards Organization, publication ISO 9241-110, Ergonomics of Human System Interaction, Part 110, Interaction Principles. These principles-based frameworks can help you if you take the time to evaluate a product design against them. And that's a really important skill, knowing how to critique UX design, to identify common patterns that add up to either a good experience or a bad experience most of the time, and to be articulate about it. But what if you feel you really need proof? Not just an expert's eye and a set of generic principles, but actual measurement against some objective standard. Well, that's where measurement frameworks can help. Examples of such frameworks are the System Usability Scale, which has been around a long time, or a more recent framework I rather like is the HEART framework, in which you establish goals, signals, and metrics for 5 categories: happiness, engagement, adoption, retention, and task success. Again, links are in the description. Finally, if you really want to know whether your UX is good or bad, just ask the product owner for their unqualified opinion because, they're the product owner. Obviously, they're just smarter than everyone else. Yeah. Hey, it's Ben Judy, and thanks for joining me for another episode of UX Questions. If you want to submit a question, I would love to answer it. Just go to uxquestions.com, type in your question, and submit the form. You can also leave a comment on the latest episode on YouTube. I do read your comments. You can help spread the word about UX questions by clicking the share, like, and subscribe buttons on any YouTube video, sharing links to the podcast with your friends, and by becoming a patron of UX Questions on Patreon. You can subscribe at the $1 per month, $5 per month, or $10 per month level with different benefits and rewards at each level of support. Just visit patreon.com/uxquestions for all the details. If I've learned one thing about user experience over the course of my career, it's that there's always something new to learn, some new question to be answered. So keep those questions coming in and keep checking UX Questions. Your UX questions answered in 3 minutes or less.